Hello, welcome to Game Week 30 Premier League season. Another episode of Backing Up podcast. Today I've got another fellow gooner, Cav from Ohhtobetv. What are you saying?
Yes, man, I'm good, man. You?
I'm good, bro. I see we're both rocking the yellow as well. It's a sign, bro. And I swear that kit you're wearing, did they wear that Arsenal when they won at Anfield? I think they did.
Yeah.
Bruised banana, boy.
Ooh,
I know, deep breath in it. What you said? How you feeling about this weekend's game, anyway?
Do you know what? Compared to previous seasons, where I was always going to this game nervous. I've kind of calmed down a bit. I think because I've seen such a difference this season. It's like we're going to teams, we're playing against teams with no fear, basically. Went to White Hart Lane with no fear, brushed them off the park. Places like Brentford away, which tend to be tough. Brighton away, especially. We seem to be going with so much more confidence. The team is Arteta's just got us playing, man, and I'm just, I feel comfortable. I'm quite comfortable.
I wish I could feel the same. Do you know what? I do feel comfortable, and I'm glad you touched on the Brentford game because those were games where last season we lost, didn't we? We lost 2-0 at Brentford. Our record at Chelsea hasn't been the best. We won there this year. Old Trafford, yes, we lost, but Old Trafford we played very well. So it's one of them. I think with me, I've just got this thing of like, we know what Anfield is like. No matter how well you're playing or how bad they are, whatever, it's Anfield. But I look at it, and Gary Neville touched on it the other day, and he said, if Arsenal win this game, the league is wrapped up. I'm not of that because I still feel, people might think, I still feel City are going to drop points. I still feel there's games where even us, like we still got Brighton at home, I think it is. Chelsea
also away at St James's,
and they cost us top 4 last season. You know what I mean? So it's still going to be tough. For some reason, my gut is telling me it's either going to go to goal difference or it's going to that final game. Like I honestly believe that. And I see another deep breath as well.
It's with us. It's like so far, it's like we've passed every hurdle, every test. It's like everyone thought, okay, coming after the World Cup, there's like, Arsenal doing well, but after the World Cup, you'll see what happens. Arsenal just gonna go downhill, and a part of me thought, can we maintain it? But seeing us jump over the hurdle over and over, even when we lost to City at home, and then they went above us, I thought, okay, probably that's it. But then, we're here, and I'm still. I just think to myself, do you know what? We've passed every test so far. Why can't we go to the end? Why can't we do it?
It's just scary though, isn't it? It's like we know. I know they're not playing the same this year, and I know they beat Man United, 7-0, whatever. And it's just like I want to see what Arsenal really made of. I get we've had tests all up until now, but I'm the type of Arsenal fan where I look back and I go, okay, we won that one. But I look at Brighton when we played them. Yes, we beat them, but they had no Caicedo, no McAllister, if I recall. I think. Like these little things, like we played Leeds the other day, Nonto wasn't playing. Like, I'm not saying we wouldn't win otherwise, but I just always do things, is that why? But this is the first game, I think, this season where it's been like, now, let's see what you're... Because you know what? I look at it, we still got City away. I don't want to go to that City game having to win.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to be in a position where it's like, cool, even if we lose, we're still... got a gap because then you still have then you have Brighton, Chelsea, Newcastle, Wolves, and you think maybe, and it's just try not to dream. Like, but the thing is, I was saying with like 20 games left, if you're gonna do this to me, cut me off now. Let me know we're not winning it now. Don't take me into them last games thinking it's possible, But you can't help it. I'm sure you as well on Twitter, you'll see everyone talking about Arsenal this, can't wait till they fall off and blah 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 blah. But we're still doing it. One of the main key things of this weekend is saying like Saliba possibly being out. How do you think that will hamper us?
Do you know what? And I keep puffing out my things. I think about it's those little things like because Liverpool, they've got a lot of pace up top, and holding doesn't do too well against pace. If he gives, if you get a yard on holding, it's over. I think Saliba, his recoveries, everything is a lot better. Holding going into this game, if he plays, because they seemed a bit thing on. I don't know if you saw the press conference. He said to Arteta, about who's back, and he said, "Oh, someone's back, but I'm not saying who." And that, to me, I was like,
"Who? Eddie or him? Innit? It's literally Eddie or him."
Yeah.
But if it's Eddie, why are you gonna? I don't care about you doing that smile if it's Eddie. Give me that if it's Saliba. You know what I mean?
And even when it comes to like the training photos and stuff, they're very strategic with it. It's like they want certain players weren't in the pictures and what you want to do. But I think honestly, if Saliba is missing, honestly, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I just think Holding has just got to have the best game of his life, and I think he can. I think he could do it. You know, especially with someone like I think Partey will have to do a lot of covering.
That's it.
A lot of covering. He might have to change his game for this one, just to kind of compensate Saliba being out and stuff. But something's telling me the lineup's going to come out and number 12 Saliba is just going to be there, and everyone's going to be like, "What?" I don't know.
I'm hoping as well. You know, like I think it's one of them though, isn't it? Because you look at it, you go, right, after this, I think it's 8 games left, isn't it? And you think, do you risk, if it's still bad, do you risk him for this one, and then he goes down again and he's out for the rest of the season? Or do you go, let's do Holding? If it don't work, it's kind of in our hands, because if we beat them, City, which obviously is going to be tough, we can still go on and win it. So it's a fine balance. Like, I think Holding, what he's played the last 2, isn't he? We won 4-1.
Yeah. And do you know what? He's looked all right. He hasn't looked out of depth at all. He's not. We're talking about Liverpool. It's a different animal.
That's the thing. That's the thing. And I feel as well with Liverpool, it's like, based on history, you know how them Anfield games go. They clamp you in the first couple of minutes, and the crowd starts standing up, and you look at your team, you think, just calm it. But Arsenal, I've watched over the years, I don't even remember the last one. No, I'm not wearing a kit that they were in. They had the Tavares when we had that one, and we looked all right for a bit, and I thought, okay. Next minute, the guy runs out, pass it to Jota, bang, scored. And when Liverpool get 1, it's 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's another thing for me. Like, I don't want to lose the game, of course not. But if we lose, and it's kind of like we put in a good performance, and it happens, because listen, that's football. You win and you lose, whatever, draw and lose. It's you go forward and think, okay, cool, we did well, we're good for the rest. If we go and get hammered, that's the concern for me. It's like, what? But we bounced back this season. So I don't know. Arsenal got me all over the place. It's like you said, City, we lost, then we bounced back, and I just don't know.
Like you said, as long as we don't get that United treatment at Anfield, if we do lose, you know, because you won't hear the end of it. You won't hear the end of it.
Twitter's going to be horrible for us, you know.
It's going to be horrible, but I'm hoping if we can come back with at least a draw, I think we'll be all right. And what I would say is, just touching on the Saliba thing quickly again, I think after Liverpool, who have we got? I think we've got West Ham, then I think Southampton. So I think if we can somehow, I know they were talking about managing Saliba, if we can maybe manage him for tomorrow, just for that one game, I don't know if painkillers or the injection or whatever, just for that one game, and then West Ham and Southampton, giving those games off, you know, and then maybe bring him back, try and bring, I mean, I don't know how serious it is. But if we could, they said we can manage him. If we can manage him in that way, just for the big games, then I think we can do it, man.
No, I'm like you. I feel like we need to carefully look at it. We need to manage it properly. And I think sometimes I underestimate our squad. Like I think with me, because I'm based on the history, I think Liverpool, that team, that team. But when I look at our team, I think Saliba, Gabriel, White, Ben White at right back. We'll touch on him. He's been phenomenal. But you look at our defense, and one of my biggest concerns, I don't know about you as well, Zinchenko at left back. Yes. I know he inverts in. When he inverts in, he's in there and he's finding the passes. I love it. But the problem is when he gets players that are running at him, it doesn't look good. And I look at it and I think, is it one where you bring Tierney in? But again, he hasn't started for a while now, isn't it, Tierney? So do you bring him in this game or do you stick with Zinchenko? I don't know, because we saw Villa again. Zinchenko straight away, they're on him. Bournemouth as well. First minute, bang, goal. And it's always down his side. So I don't know. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one, you know.
Do you know, I was saying the same thing because I said, with someone like Salah's going to be always there on just ready. And I just feel like if Zinchenko keeps coming inside, Liverpool know how to play. They're smart. They know how to play on that. They'll be looking to hit Salah every single time. And Zinchenko could be out of position. I was thinking I would go with Tierney. I think Tierney would probably be better at man marking Salah than Zinchenko. But then Zinchenko brings that extra fight and belief as well. So it's just like, what do you do? Gabriel, I think Gabriel's been one of the best centre backs.
Yes, 100%. Yeah,
100%. He's surprised me. He stepped up. I really.
It's tough, isn't it? It's tough.
It's a headache. It's just like as well. I've had so many conversations this week. The front three. Everyone I've spoken to has not had the same front three. People are saying, bring Trossard in and let Jesus come on from the bench. Some are saying, no, you got to start Jesus or drop Martinelli and Trossard. But
it's stress, isn't it? But these are problems that we want because we haven't been in this position for a long time to have these type of squad problems. And I agree with you. I don't know what actually. Do you know what? I'll tell you the front three I would go with.
Yeah. And
the reason why Saka, obviously we don't need the reason. It's Saka. Yeah. I think this is actually very hard. I would personally start with Martinelli.
Yeah.
The reason being, I've watched Martinelli numerous times give Trent headache.
Yeah.
And what I want something. I want a start. I know it's Anfield, but I want to start like where we did at Emirates, quick. I want them ones. Odegaard gets in midfield, ping it both sides, and keep getting. Because we know Robbo attacks, Trent attacks. Trent defensively is not the best.
Exactly.
And Martinelli's pace will cause him problems. And then what you want, 60th minute, whatever, then you want Trossard in. Because then Trossard is a game changer. He did it. He scored at Old Trafford. He scored a hat-trick at Anfield, if I recall.
Yeah.
For Brighton.
Etihad
as well. So he's the X factor one, and it's so hard to decide because the three. And I think up top has to be Jesus. I feel like the way Jesus plays, and we know when Jesus is there, Martinelli is even better because it's easier to link up, and just having Jesus there will just disrupt the defenders. Remember what I think Jesus did against Martinez when we played Man United. Same thing. Martinez even said he went, Jesus is the toughest guy I've played, you know, because he just hassles you. And with all of that, we have all these runners coming off. And then after all that, we go, you know what? Let's just add Trossard in now. You know, like add a bit of magic and, you know, and who knows? I just...
Jesus, he loves to pull defenders out of position. And then Martinelli's in behind and there's so much space.
And that's when you get Odegaard. That's when you get Odegaard to find them. And, you know, and it's important. I think you touched on it earlier. Thomas Partey's importance.
Yeah.
Now with Holding starting, no Saliba, but we hope Saliba's playing. Partey's got a bit more of a job to do, and I think White as well, because obviously I think White plays on Holding's side, isn't it? So there'll be times where Holding might go up a bit because I don't know. His line is not the same as Saliba. Like I can trust Saliba. I don't know if you remember against Liverpool last time. Diaz won over. Saliba just galloped. Got him. I don't see that with Holding. So these are things that we're gonna have to worry about. But yeah, I think Partey being there is very important. I think Partey, Xhaka, and Odegaard are our main three in there. And I don't think we've lost. Wait, I think we've only lost one game this season with Partey. I think because I think he didn't play City, didn't play United. Was it the Everton? No, he played Everton game, wasn't? Yeah, I think that was the only one where he's played and we haven't won. So his importance for the team is massive, massive.
It's going to be a big. It's going to be a challenge, especially now. Liverpool's got everyone kind of back again. Everyone's fit. I know Klopp said yesterday in his press, he said he's not bringing in Diaz. He's still maybe a week. I don't trust that. I don't trust Klopp's mind games. I don't, and that's why I loved when Arteta done that yesterday. I was like, yeah, good. Like keep them on their toes as well.
Right, it's right. And then you find that with Arsenal though, like all the time, you'll see a player's injured, and you look at the fixtures, you go, we're 4 fixtures away. You go, Watcham will be back. Like, and you just know it. This always happens. And then I read a stat: Jota hasn't scored in a year for Liverpool, and I'm like, oh, nothing. Yeah. Every time this happens, that's it. The goal's coming. Like it's a banker. Jota's getting one tomorrow. It's a banker.
Jota loves Arsenal.
Oh, honestly, and I don't know, man. I feel I'm very. What I love about the team right now, and I know, don't get me wrong, if we don't win the league, it will be a big disappointment because we're in a great position. But I don't want people to forget where we were last season. Like I was one of the fans that said, "Oh, Europa, not again!" Or hearing that annoying anthem for Europa League, no more, please. And then I'm just watching them. I think, okay, what are you going to do this season? And basically, we're in Champions League now, and that was the target. That was, and I'm trying. I hope people don't lose sight of that. That was the target. We are way ahead of schedule in our project, and it's all about adding key players. Like people are talking now, oh, if Arsenal don't win it this year, they're out. Next year not going to win it. But mate, if our team will do that this year and we add 2 or 3 more quality players next season, again, we go again. Everyone's basing it on, oh, this team's been rubbish or that team's been rubbish. But we've earned these victories. We've played well. We've won 7 on the spin. You know what I mean? So I don't think people are giving us enough respect. Like, what do you think on that?
Yeah, no, they don't, man. All I hear, I'm sick of hearing people say, oh, you're only where you are because City's having an off season or this, like Casemiro's out for this amount of games and Haaland was like, oh, like hearing all that, I'm just like, what? Like people are not looking at us as a team and the performances we've put in. Basically every game we've played every team off the park. Bar City when they came and beat us at home at the Emirates. I'd say that was an even game. They weren't even that much ahead of us in that game, but everyone we've played, there's been no comparisons. Just everyone has stepped up this season, and I don't think not a lot of people are giving us credit. Even Saka, the numbers Saka's putting up, and I still hear people, saying, "Oh, Saka's he's not that good. He's just lucky." And this, I'm like, come on, man. Last season, he was a joint top scorer. This season, look at the assists and goals that he's putting up against top teams as well. Do you know what I mean? Like he scored against the big teams. He scored against City. He scored against United. He scored against Liverpool when we beat them. Like he's doing it in the big games. So, I don't think people want us. They want us to lose. No one wants us to win this title. Nobody wants us to win. Everyone's against us. Even the media.
But that's based on. I feel like it's based on because there's fans like us that are a bit more. And I don't lie. There are some Arsenal fans. Listen. There are some that are mad. We're the best. We're this. We're that. Just you know what I mean. And I look at it and I say, cool. We're gonna get in the neck if we don't want to do. People say, oh, you bottled it, whatever. Yeah. But you're being chased by one of the greatest Premier League teams of all time. Liverpool last season, we saw what happened with them. Yeah. They're on our tails again. What we're hoping with is that our players will do whatever they're going to do, and they've got, I think, is it Bayern Munich? Isn't it Bayern Munich? They've still got FA Cup, and they've still got tough Premier League fixtures. So that's where I think the slip up's going to come from. I feel like for them, it's them games after the Champions League, a draw here, and they can't. This is what people are forgetting. They can't draw a game. Like they can't lose or draw. Because if they go and lose or draw, and let's say we lose tomorrow and then they lose or draw again, we still have that gap. So I feel they know as well. So as much as we're nervous and think, oh my God, like they must be thinking, my God, like every game we must win. But because we've seen them do it before, that's what looks even more scary because you think, man, they could easily go on this run. And I find with them, I don't know if you notice as well, where when it gets to the stage of the season, that's when they start playing.
Yep.
Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, they play them core players that just pull them through these games all the time. All the time.
They start getting those games like Palace, was it a couple weeks ago? I was like, yes, Palace gonna get a point. And then Elise gives away a penalty, and I was like, this is what's gonna happen now.
Yeah.
Kind of City, they might not be playing too well, but they're gonna be scraping them victories.
Yeah. I can see it today. Southampton, you know, it's either they smash them or it's like 0-0, and us Arsenal fans are like, it's 80th minute, and then as soon as Grealish, and they're gonna go wild in celebrations, and it is stress. Listen, I rate them. What they've done, phenomenal, and you know, for us to even be up there is just crazy. And you look at the average age of our team, you look at where we're at, and it's looking very good. It's looking very good. I just hope that it's not one of them where we finish the season and we think, in the summer, let's just buy one, because we've got a habit of doing that. When you've got the chance to go up again, you know, so that's why we've got to look at Rice, Caicedo. I would even personally say a winger. I'd say another winger, like in the like Rafinha ilk, that type of winger, and maybe another striker. You know what I mean? I feel like bulk up that squad now. You know what I mean? And keep players like Xhaka. You might tell Xhaka, you know what? You're in the squad, but you're not going to start this year. Like, you're going to be in and out because you have done well. But listen, we've got Rice now, or we've got Caicedo now. You know what I mean? Because we've got up the levels now, man.
And that's what we need to do, because even someone like looking at Liverpool, after what Liverpool's done in the last few seasons, like Champions League, you know, they haven't really freshened up their midfield. They should have been the ones. Then yes, right, we've won the league now. Now let's go for whoever, Rice or Caicedo or whoever. But you see how they didn't really freshen up, and look where they are now. Liverpool have gone backwards when they should, you know, carried on going up from one their thing. So we need to, if we do win the league this season, we need to learn from that mistake. In terms of striker, do you think we should sell Balogun and bring in maybe someone?
I was hoping you didn't ask it, you know, because I've been mulling over that for so long. This Nketiah Balogun thing, for me, I would personally sell Nketiah and keep Balogun. And the reason why I say that is, I know people say, the French league is a farmers league, but mate, for anyone to score that many goals and be up there with someone like Mbappe in the league scoring records shows how good you are. And Ian Wright put it best. He said, if he's doing that there, he can do it anywhere. That's just the facts. He was doing that at under 21s for us. So England under 21. I know Nketiah, I think he's a record goal scorer. You know, what's Balogun? He was doing his bit there. He did his bit for Arsenal. I think the issue with Nketiah is it's a different style of play. Like, we've got to change a bit when he starts. You know, like, I feel like with Balogun, we can still do that off the ball run. So, you know, like, give the ball back, he's gone. And he's so quick as well. So quick. I saw one goal, there's a through ball, he ran through, and he didn't look like he was going to miss. That's the sign of a good striker. You know, like when Eddie goes through, you think he's going to try to chip it, it's not going to work. And you know what I mean? You know?
And Eddie's had a lot of them chances this season as well where he should have scored.
Yes.
With another, I don't know why in my head I still think we still need that proper elite, like a Osimhen type of striker. I know he's going to be sought after. I mean, if Napoli go on and win Champions League and the league as well, they're going to win the league anyway. But if they win Champions League on top of that, I think it's going to be a thing where it's going to be hard for anyone to pay less than at least 100 plus for someone.
120, 150, you know what I mean? Yeah. No, but
I think someone like that is someone. If we had someone like that up front,
like clinical, innit? Like, just killer up top. Yeah,
because we need a striker that's gonna get us. I think the last Aubameyang got us, was it 22 as a centre forward for us? He got us 22 league goals, I think, a couple of years ago, and I think that's
the one where you shared the golden boot with Salah, I think, innit?
Mane, I think.
Mane. Yeah.
We need a striker that's going to get us at least like 23 to 27 goals a season. We need someone who's going to put up them numbers. We need the strikers that's going to put up the numbers, like the numbers Aguero used to put up every year, or Harry Kane, or would you take Ivan Toney?
100%, 100%. I look at him and I feel like sometimes you're better off from buying within your league. And I think sometimes as big clubs, we look so far out, like, oh, let's go get an Osimhen, let's go get, I don't know, whoever from Barca or wherever. But Tony's doing it in the league. If you've got a player that is banging 15 plus in the league consistently, that's everything you need. And I feel like sometimes these players, people go, yeah, but some games they don't really do it. But I feel that's because of the level they're at. I feel like when you put a player in a better team, like Declan Rice is an example, people say to me, oh, yeah, Rice don't really do it at West Ham. Mate, if you're a midfielder at West Ham and I'm looking around, I'm running, and I've got Souček next to me that's not doing nothing, you're looking to pass the ball up top and it's Antonio. You're thinking, nah, like, I can only do so much here. You know, it's true, you know what I mean? You put him in an Arsenal, you put him next to a Partey and an Odegaard, and he's looking now thinking, I can give that to Saka, Martinelli, whoever. Like, you've got more technical players. And I feel like, that's what we've got to do. We've got to look at players like that, because we've seen with Trossard, the guy has come in. You'd feel like the guy's been here years, the way he's playing. Like, he just slotted in nicely. He'll play him up top, false. I think Leicester, we played him in a false 9, didn't we? Phenomenal. Like, he's good because you can rotate within that triangle of the 3 that we do. So, I agree with you. I feel like, Tony would be a good one. I feel Osimhen, I think that's kind of like out of price range, man. I
think that won't happen anyway. It would be nice. I think something like that would happen.
Who I would sign is the other guy at Brighton, this youngster that's come from nowhere, mate. This Ferguson.
He's good, you know.
I don't know where. I literally just started. I was like, who's this Ferguson? They keep playing up top. And when 18. I think that's mad. That's mad.
Right, and I don't know where, like, players like Matoma and all these players, they get these gems.
It's mad. It's mad.
And considering, considering how well they're doing, they could possibly get close to Champions League if they carry on.
Crazy.
So
it's so mad. It's so mad. Honestly, it's so mad. But that shows you, though, isn't it? It shows you it's all about. We all think it's about star names. It's not that anymore. Football's changed. Back in the day, Ronaldo, Van Nistelrooy, the Henrys, the Bergkamps, it's all about that. It's not about that now. It's a proper team game. This league, will find you out. Back in the day when Arsenal would go and play, I don't know, Bournemouth, whatever, or not even Bournemouth, let's say a Fulham. It'd be like, 6-0, 7-0, whatever. Tougher games now, man. Tougher games. Because all these other clubs have got money now. So they go and buy players that we may not have looked at, but they're doing well in Europe somewhere. So they come, prove their worth, and it's more difficult nowadays, man. That's why I rate Brighton. I rate Brighton fully. Matoma, McAllister, even this Solly March. I think, how are they doing this? Honestly.
They've got decent players, man. And that's the thing. As you were saying about other clubs as well, it's like, I'm even looking at, say, someone like Newcastle. Obviously, with the money they got, it'd be interesting to see what they're going to do in the summer as well. Because there's a lot of rumors about, obviously, them buying Tierney. They're interested in Tierney, and Tierney wants to play.
No.
What do we do?
No. I think we're in Champions League next season. We can't afford to sell a Tierney, get 40 mil, and then what? Then you're going to go and look for another left back. Unless you're guaranteeing you're going to say, we're promoting from our youth now, youth left back and Zinchenko. There's no point, because the whole point is building a squad. I would turn to Tierney and say, do you know what? I know Zinchenko had his time last season, come and done this thing. I would maybe say to him, we're going to look to push Zinchenko into that inverted, that Xhaka type thing, yeah? And you're going to get a run here and there, because he's going to play. He's going to get a run of fixtures. So I think it's one of them we just got to tell him, listen, you're going to play. Just stay here one more season. If you feel like it's not working again, then cool, you're free to go. Because that's why I'm hoping Newcastle don't get. In a way, I'm kind of hoping they get it, because I feel like they deserve big European football like that in that city. But at the same time, I'm like, man, if they do get it, we're all finished. We are done. Everyone is done. So, You know, because they're going to start playing, and I think they're going to start by signing these big players in the league. You know, the Tierneys, the Tonys, McAllister, even like Declan Rice, players like that. They're going to just be like, come, 80 mil. It's going to be nothing to them.
It's going to start. And the thing is, considering they haven't really done all that yet, obviously they've got Bruno Guimaraes and a few players, but they haven't really, Isaac, obviously, but they haven't really splashed. And they're still where they are.
It's that solid defense. It's a solid defense, isn't it? And it's all about their team game. You look at their back five. If you look to them on paper, you go, we can score past them. But when they play, they know their job. They get it done. And for them to, I think it was Jacob Murphy was saying, for him to say, "Oh, do you know, Arsenal's the toughest team we've played." I was listening to that going, I like that. Because I think they've been phenomenal. And for them to say that, you think, oh, right, maybe we are in a better place than I'm saying. Maybe I'm just basing my whole pessimism on history, because I don't know. I try not to be too common. As an Arsenal fan, we try and
I think it's a lot of nerves as well, because we haven't been in this position for so long. I think it's just like that. Oof. And it's like you said, what we said earlier, with certain Arsenal fans, like with us, we're just relaxed.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans, there was a debate going on. I'm not going to mention the other name of the podcast or whatever, but the Arsenal fans were saying, "Oh, this front three is better than the Messi, Neymar, and Suarez."
I saw that. Don't ever. This is the problem. And then what happens is other fans get hold of that. Then they put us all together and go, "This is why I don't like Arsenal. I hope they lose. I hope." No, we're not thinking like that. Like I don't know about you, but okay, I'm going to put it in the line now. How would you feel now if Arsenal don't go and win the league?
If we don't win the league, I'm not gonna lie, I will be disappointed, very disappointed, because I just think to myself, 9 games to go, and you're 8 points clear. Losing it from here, I will be disappointed, because I think even though we've got the fixtures, like especially the away fixtures, like obviously, and we've got to go Anfield, we've got to go Etihad, we've got to go St James's Park. Those games alone, plus the home ones, you know. But I just feel this season, and I've said it, like I've got videos that I've done from August where I've said the difference I see this season is the mentality, the team. They seem like they're a family, and they seem to just be riding for each other, like hard. And I just think they're playing for each other. There's no one really slacking, and yeah, I just think over the other clubs, we've just got that extra edge. I got that belief, man. I do believe we're gonna go on and win it. I believe we're gonna go on and win it.
Yeah. So you're saying now we're gonna win it, yeah? Put it on the line.
Yeah, I believe we're gonna win it, man. I think we've crossed too many hurdles to falter now. Like I said, 9 games, anything can happen. We know this, but as you were saying before, I still think City. Points here, there, and I just think we're just gonna be. I think we're gonna just do it. We might win it by 1 or 2 points, but I think we're just gonna do it, man.
So taking us to the last day, basically, yeah.
Yeah, I think Wolves at home, last game of the season. I think. No, do you know what? Honestly, I believe that we'll go into that Wolves games as champions. You know, already.
And you know the ones I need to save this podcast and that clip there, get that. So at the end, when you're right, I'll be like, right, he said it. He said it.
I think so. I think we're going to go into that last game already champions from the game before, winning it from the game before. I believe it, man. This team, man. I just think, this season, I just think we're a different animal, and I've always believed that, even from the start of the season, even just seeing us in pre-season.
Yeah.
The way, even though it's just pre-season, but I could see the difference already from then. And I went into it and I was like, do you know what? We're actually, I think we're doing. I didn't think we'd be top. I'm not going to lie, but I knew we'd be in this top. I said
doing better than top 4, innit?
I said third. That was my prediction at the beginning of the season. I said we finished third. But now, and the way we are The only thing that worries me is the Saliba issue. I still believe even without Saliba, I think we'll come through. We had the same thing with Jesus is out, Eddie's coming in, and this person's out. But I believe that we're going to get over these hurdles. We're going to do it, man. I believe so.
Do you know what? My other boys will laugh as well. It's like I always try and have that confidence, but I feel like based on history, I'm just always like, for Arsenal. But I get what you're saying. Things are a lot different. I feel like Jesus and Zinchenko have been so important. Forget just the footballing ability, just having two players that have come in and then said, you know, and I think if we do win it, that is the biggest key. Having them two that have done it, not even like done it years ago, last season they did it. And it's like, I was at City, at this time, this is what we would be doing. This is how to pull through. Because I do feel like without them two, I think this last 9 games running would lose 6-7 games. And that's what happened in the past because we didn't have people that had been there and done it. You know, we're losing them over the seasons. We lost the Vieiras, we lost, who else was there? Henry, all of them type of players that had done it. So I feel like that is essential for us. And that's why I feel like, Jesus and that. I just think if we can get to, if we're still top, if 4 or 5 points come the Chelsea game, then I think we're gonna do it. And I just think like they deserve it. And that's the thing. It's not even, forget the fact I'm just an Arsenal fan. I love football in general anyway. And I just feel like when a team plays so well, and you think just cap it off with that. And I think that would affect them so bad if they don't win it after this, because it's like we did everything we could. And but then the flip side, then I'm like, but with the way we recovered from last season, we could then go again next season. Be like, no, we're going again, and you go up a level. So it's really done. But you just think after all these months, you want it now, innit? It's just like it's here.
Literally, we've been on top of the league practically every week this year, apart from about 1 or 2. But since the beginning, we've been top the whole way. To lose it now would be disappointing. And even like you saying, touching on Zinchenko and Jesus bringing in that thing, even a Janino's he's not really playing that much, but you could see what he puts in, even in the training videos. You can see Janino's there. He's talking to them. He's bringing them that extra energy as well. It's like we're bringing in serial winners into this team. The mentality of players, it's just thinking, like game by game. I like that the game by game thing. I
love it. Yeah, not looking too far ahead. Just and you know what? Don't you feel as well sometimes? I know we talk about the fixtures, but sometimes you prefer these type of fixtures because it's kind of like they have more of a bearing in terms of mentally afterwards. Because at this stage of the season, you can play teams like who's bottom at the moment, like Bournemouth. I know we've got Nottingham Forest away. That's going to be very tough. But when you've got a lot of them teams all at that bottom, they're the harder ones at this time of the season because that's when you start getting them freak results. Like they come out, no, we're not going down, we're putting in a fight, whatever. You know, you look at Liverpool and you think, are they going to get top 4? Not really. Do they have it in them to go and put out a monstrous performance tomorrow? Which they can, but I just, we can assert ourselves. And it's very important for us tomorrow as well to start well, man. If we can score first in that game,
it's important.
It's very important. Just try and keep the crowd quiet, get on with your business, do what you've got to do. You know, it's hard. I just don't see, it's at Anfield. I don't see how Liverpool don't score at Anfield. That's my worry. And it's like, at what point do they score? Is it like 1-0? Do they get an early one? Or is it 1-0 up, they get a last minute? You don't know. And the thing is, I'm out tomorrow. So the moment I'm getting them notifications, I'll be like,
that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be sitting there, just the nerves will be there. The nerves are always there, man. Always there. As long as we can keep it together and just nothing stupid, no red cards holding, please. And I swear Paul Tierney is I think it's Paul Tierney.
Oh yes, it is the same one. Yeah.
He
was the one. Oh, when Cedric as well. That song, wasn't
it? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like Paul Tierney, he don't like Arsenal, and he's a Manc as well. He's from, he always sends off Arsenal. He sent off Holding last season when we played Tottenham, and they beat us. Was it 2-0? and they got the cap.
Oh,
He sent off Holding as well, and he sent off. I think I saw a stat in the last few of our games he's managed. He's sent off a few of our players. So,
and that's not a place you want to go down to 10 men. Once you that is like, yeah, you know them ones where like the shark in the waters, bruv, get a bit of blood, trickles down, they come at you, and that's what. Listen, Liverpool will be ready for that tomorrow, and yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. But before we're gonna, I'm gonna get your prediction on the scores and everything. But before that, my next question was, if we don't win this game, or if we lose the game, would you say it's over from there?
So if we lose Man City, if Man
I
City,
think the gap's 8 now, isn't it? I think it's 8 at the moment. City play at 5:30 today against Southampton.
I'll go down to 5.
And that's 5. So if we lose that and then they win their next one, that's a 2.
It could, and then go into the Etihad.
And the problem is, once it goes down to 2, if they go there and win, then it's 1. But do you know what's so crazy? Do you know what? I'm trying to believe it a bit more, because I'm breaking it down. I'm like, there's a lot of things that are needed for them to go and win it, in terms of like, even we lose, then it goes down to 5. If they win, it goes to 2. Then they have to beat us. That takes it to 1. Then they have to still keep winning. They can't even draw. So it's like, and this is amongst Champions League as well. And you think, man, and the thing is, you know what? If they do it, City, I'll be disappointed with Arsenal. I would be. But then I'd have to just turn around and go, the better team have won it. Like, what can you do? What can you do? Sometimes you have to just really appreciate the team that are chasing. And I put it up on Twitter yesterday and I went, everyone's all talking about Arsenal bottling it, whatever. I've seen bigger bottles of the league. We did bottle it the year United come back and pipped us. United bottled it the year of the Aguero goal. They bottled it then. So it can happen. And I feel that, we just got to be like Man City. They've done their thing. If we were to lose it now by 6-7 points, then that is bottling of epic proportions. But you've got to accept, they did it last season. Bro, City went on what? Was it a 10, 12 game unbeaten? The season before.
And they're capable of winning all the remaining games they've got left as well. And the thing is, it's like, you know what? I think it might come down to as well, because obviously Pep wants the Champions League. He would rather win the We know he'd rather win the Champions League. If they beat Bayern and they get through, I think that's where they're going to start to think, you know what? We might need to just put all our eggs in that Champions League basket. Even though they've got the squad. Yeah. I think his mind is going to be more focused on getting that Champions League. And we might see a few players rested, like De Bruyne, maybe Haaland. Even though they've got players like Alvarez that can come in and still do a job, but I think you'll start seeing, if they can win, you'll start seeing certain players rested and them just go full throttle for that, which could help us. But God knows, man, it's whether wants to help his best friend Arteta out maybe 1 year.
Just give him the one trophy. Just this is yours. This is yours. But after this, I ain't helping you again. That is it. Just let's enjoy one. I wanna go into the summer and just say we won it. Because the next season I'll go, do you know what? We don't do well. I can not say rest on laurels, but I can go, cool. We did what we did last season. Try and do whatever, but you got a bit of leeway now. You won the Premier League, because that would be a phenomenal feat. That's what I'm praying they go through against Bayern, because I know now if they go out to Bayern, the league's a wrap. The league's a wrap. It's done. So. Yeah. Oh, listen, you're giving me a bit more confidence. Well, I'm glad I got you on here. So I'm gonna come off today going, I think we might,
Before the Wolves game, we're gonna wrap it up. The game before the Wolves game.
Do you know what? I'm telling you now, if we can get to that Wolves game, and that's the case, because I won't be able to get tickets to actually get into the stadium, because I think they're going for like 15 grand or something like that. Yeah. So God forbid that Arsenal don't win it and these people are paying 20 G's, like. God forbid. But if we get to that game and that's the case, I'm turning up at the stadium, mate. You're seeing me. Listen, don't watch me if I got my flair going crazy. Listen, it'll be.
I'm sure me and one of my boys, we share a season ticket, so we alternate games, and that happens to be his game. If we win it, I'm just like,
You know, them ones will be like, listen, I know it's your game, but can we do a half each? You know them?
Somehow.
No. It'll be, I can imagine it's good. And that's what I want. I just want, because I feel like now, and I'll keep blabbering, I'm going to finish in this one. I feel like the club are now finally getting the love, like, from the fans. Like, you look at, now, obviously, you've got a season ticket, but you know, like, they've got the young group of fans that come in the black, the raucous ones. You know, them ones, they get going and they sing that North London forever. And it's nice to have our own, you know, a song that really gets them going. And you can see what it means to the players. And that's not even just at home, actually. Even away from home, they've built up a following where it's kind of like, we feel like we're at home sometimes, even when we're playing away from home. You know what I mean?
The atmosphere, and I've noticed this season as well, a lot more players are getting their own chance, whereas they didn't really have their own chance. They had some, and like you could count so many: Zinchenko, Xhaka, Saliba. Like everyone's got their own chant now, and it's like you can tell it. The club, you can see the togetherness even with the fans, man. Like when I go to, you get random fans that, especially the Bournemouth. I was there at the Bournemouth game when that.
You must have.
Everyone was hugging each other. Strangers were it was pandemonium. And
man,
you can feel it.
Yeah, no, I feel like we've got the love now. You can see Arteta's bring that together, and I think that's the most important thing. I think as long as they can continue that, I think the next 3-4 years for us are going to be amazing. I feel you look at other teams around us, United building, Chelsea still got a long way, spend a lot of money, Liverpool still got to buy a couple of more, whatever, Tottenham, that's what I'm going to say. And I feel like we're in the best position in terms of going on again and doing well in terms of the talent, how young the players are, average age, and that. And I feel like we're in a good place. And listen, you made me feel a lot more confident now. But even though I'm out tomorrow, but let's see what happens. But you know what? I will change mine. And I said if we win it, we're going to win the league. Even then, it's still not done. It's just, I think, take it game by game, as you said, and hopefully City slip up one more time. And by the time we get to City, we've got a big gap. Because what we want is like 8 points, but same games played before you go there. You see what I'm saying? That's what you want. Because we crumbled top 4 last season. I think we had a 5-point gap, game in hand, and I think that's what's getting me, and that's what makes me a bit nervous. But
at least we can say where we've got Champions League football. If it's not mathematically confirmed yet, but we're that confident we have Champions League football.
And that was the target. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that was the target. But all we have to accept is if we don't win the league, we're going to get fans on us. It is what it is. That's cool. But the main thing as well, you can just turn around and be like, yeah, it's City though. Like, ain't no one of you support City though. So don't come to me like you support City, come bragging in my face. Because that's what's going to happen. Yeah, City. You don't support them. Relax. You know? So, but now we don't. Trust me, we done our thing though. We done our thing. So, scores. What do you think the score is going to be tomorrow?
Tomorrow, do you know what? I think I'm gonna go for a 2. I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw. You know, I think I'm gonna go for a 2-2. No. Do you know what? I'm going 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. Okay. Any goal scorers with that one? And who thinks will score for that one?
I think Martinelli and I'm gonna go with Martinelli. I'm gonna go with Xhaka for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know why. I just think I'm gonna go. He's been getting himself in some great positions. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Martinelli and Xhaka. And for Liverpool, I think it'll be. I think Salah will score.
Yeah, like in my head, I can just really hear it now. Like he just knows someone always, whether it's a penalty or a wonder goal, I feel like he's going to get something. Oh man, me. If we score first, I think 2-1 or 3-1. You know what? I'm going to put my neck on the line. I'm going to say 3-1 if we score first.
Yeah.
If they score first, I think 2-2. I think 2-2. I think as long as we don't lose our heads, I feel like we can do it. Because any game we go to Anfield and we lose, we just lose our heads. We get a sending off. We pass the ball to them. We just, I don't know. I think Anfield does that to a lot of teams. Mourinho used to say it back in the day as well. Like, it's all important to keep them quiet for the first 15, 20 minutes and then see it again. And we've seen Newcastle, we've seen Leeds, we've seen other teams really, do their bits over there at Anfield. So I would say that. I don't think the league will be done if we lose. I just feel like it makes it a bit more difficult. But even saying that, we've bounced back numerous times this season. I think that's been one of the biggest things of us this season. Once we lost to City, I thought the league was done. Yeah. Then we beat Villa. Then we beat, I think we played Everton again, didn't we? We beat them 4-0, whatever. So, you know what I mean? So,
and it's comfortable. We're scoring like 3-4 goals.
Yeah. Goal difference is going to be important as well, isn't it? Goal difference, I think we need to start racking up. I feel like this game's going to be hard to rack it up, but I think West Ham, we need to win 3-4-0. Southampton, I want to see us smoking. I want to see, and absolutely, this is why you're bottom of the table, beating for them, yeah? And then I want to get to the Chelsea game. I know they've got Lampard, but I think like we should beat Chelsea as well. And I want to be in a position where goal difference has gone up, but good goal difference. And as I said, I don't want it to go to the final day of the season, man. I want to, you know what? I want to wake up on the day, then we'll just sit back and just enjoy it and wait for the lift,
I'm saying, make your way to the stadium, knowing we've won it, and that's
it, man. That's it. I'll be buying people drinks for no reason. You're right, man. Yeah, what you want? Yeah? We're just
telling you, Arsenal make me broke. If we win, they're gonna make me broke, man.
Listen, and Twitter is gonna go off if we win. Off. But listen, let's see what happens. And as I said, I think I'm out. I can watch the first half, but I think I'll end up missing the second half, which is very wrong. But I need to try and catch it somehow anyway. But listen, appreciate it, Cam.
Come back maybe if you're free Monday, even if we come back for like 15 minutes.
100%. Listen, regardless, we're doing a review on that. 100%, 100%. Because I want to go over these predictions, everything we spoke about holding. I hope it's nothing where we go, I knew it, holding, I knew it. Like, I don't want to. I want to come on and be like, what? You know what I mean? So let's see. But listen, Cav, I appreciate you coming on. You've raised up my spirits a little bit. I was a bit nervy, but I feel a bit better now, But now listen, thanks.
We've got to do more of this too. Right to the end of the season, we do this one.
100%. And I'll make sure we'll come in different kits, innit? I need to buy a couple more because I'm a bit behind on the kit game. So. But listen, once again, appreciate, love, and listen, for those of you watching, all your Arsenal fans, let's get behind the team. And those of you that don't support Arsenal and you're watching, I don't care what you think. Yeah. But listen, it's been good. Love. We're out.
Love, bro.